So hello guys, I'm going to explain here some of the highlights of Nikon Z50 mirrorless camera in comparison to semi-pro level DSLR camera. The features which I like the most, just I would like to explain them here. Let us observe the top dial of this particular camera. First and foremost, we see that it has got a beautiful grip. Generally the grip, such a nice ergonomic grip, it is not offered by entry-level mirrorless cameras from the competitors. Apart from that, it has got this front rotary dial for controlling the shutter speed. So that is quite present in entry-level DSLRs. Apart from that, it has a front side rotary dial. So front as well as back, so two rotary dials are present. So this is something a plus for me. It gives me more flexibility, one for controlling the shutter speed and other for controlling the aperture, right? Let us check further. Let us take a look at the various options available on top. So this is usual shutter release button that is present in most of the DSLR cameras. Apart from that, there are certain buttons here. Here, this is the first button, dedicated videography control button. With this, we can start recording. The next one is ISO control button. We can press this button and then adjust the command dial at the back in order to control the ISO directly. So that gives me additional level flexibility. Further, there is an exposure compensation button. So all these are independent controls available on top dial that offers greater flexibility in terms of adjusting to a given situation. So while working with the ISO or exposure, the rear dial can be used for adjusting those parameters. Okay, whenever I want to set the ISO, I'll press the ISO switch and then I'll adjust the command dial here, right? Now further we take a look at the mode control. This is a mode selection. We can see various modes are visible. Program mode is there, then shutter priority, then aperture priority, right? Manual mode. So these are usually available in most of the DSLRs, but in the semi-pro level DSLRs or mid-segment DSLRs only we find features having user settings. User 1, U1, it is reflected here, and U2. So this being an entry-level mirrorless camera, it provides two user settings. These are very handy as far as the photographers are concerned. So I can set various parameters with as per my preference and quickly move on to these user settings in a given situation according to my use, according to my experience. Now just let us take a look at yet another control parameter that is visible here. This is a lever. This kind of a switch or a lever, we can move it like this. Either we can keep it on photography or videography. I can select the mode from here, and naturally the user settings I can set. Two settings are available for me in the photography mode, and then I can move it to the videography, and again I can have other additional two user settings. So that way this U1, U2 I have flexibility to set separately for photography as well as videography mode. So that adds to a further level of customization, a further amount of flexibility. That is what required for semi-pro kind of setup, which is available usually on Nikon D7000 series in DSLRs. Now let us take a look at the various other control buttons which are hidden inside the grip, just besides the lens. You can see inside the grip there are two buttons visible. One is a function button, F1, Fn1 and then Fn2. So these buttons I can approach with my fingers while I am holding the grip, and with my index finger I am able to adjust the command dial, or with my thumb the rear control dial, while pressing one of these function buttons. So that gives me a tremendous flexibility. Further, there are several controls which we can assign to these two function buttons. At least 15 to 20 different functions are there in terms of setting picture control, maybe the autofocus mode, and all these can be set up using function buttons. So this gives me further flexibility. So various customization options, so they are quite handy as far as this entry-level mirrorless is concerned. Now let us take a look at the backside control. Backside, the modes and the dials, they have the usual layout. There is a command dial, we can navigate, okay, four-way navigation, and confirmation switch is there written OK. Then we have I or info button, the usual, which is available on all DSLRs. Then menu button is there, right? Then for observing the photographs, and there is a play button, right? And apart from that, there is a delete button. So this is a regular setup in most of the DSLRs, right? And this is available here in this case as well. Apart from that, the screen is a touch screen, and it's a flip out screen, but it doesn't flip sideways, rather it flips vertically only. And apart from the regular buttons, we do have the access to the touch screen. We can either navigate through the menu by using the navigation dial here, okay, or we can directly select any menu item by touching on the screen. We can select it like this, and so this gives me much more flexibility. I am able to select any item from the menu, adjust it directly from the touch screen, which is again not available in many of the cameras. Okay, now let me go through the this display menu. Further details are there. Let us say I am looking at some of the photographs which are stored in my camera already. I can zoom into them. So there are 3 additional controls available on the touch screen. On the right side, vertical black bar, zoom in, zoom out, and then the display option. I can select the histograms. I can see the details of the photograph by pressing them in a cyclic manner, and I can set it. Okay, so these are the things which make the user experience very much friendly, very much customized. Now let us take a look at the viewfinder. Okay, let me press the menu and I'll show you how does it look like inside the viewfinder. So whatever is visible on the LCD screen, once we put our eyes close to the viewfinder, it will sense and it will show the same things inside the viewfinder, either while taking the photograph or while navigating through the menu. There is a sensor, it will sense the presence of my face and it will enable that. Then we have diopter adjustment as well, and this camera it provides built-in flash, pop-up flash. It has a limited range, I think up to 4 meters, but in many situations this is sufficient. But if not, we can attach a external flash through the hot shoe mount available. So these are the features which we can refer. Let us take a look at the LCD screen. It's a LCD screen, it's a flip out screen, and it can be flipped vertically and can be set into selfie mode like this. Okay, but the only limitation which I thought here is that if it is mounted on tripod, then it may not be possible to use it in a selfie mode, and we cannot flip it side by side. Okay, now let us take a look at some of the features in terms of better control of this camera. I'll just show you. While in photography mode, I'll click on display. So it gives me various options which are available on the screen, like histogram, Okay, and then this is very much useful for many of us. It is a horizon level setter. We can see as I move the camera, it is showing me the horizon level. When the horizon level is matched, there is a green line reflected. Okay, so whether the camera is tilted, whether it is at the horizontal level, whether there is vertical, so that thing. So this is additional feature. It is only available in the mid-size camera in the DSLR range, not available in the entry level camera. So Nikon Z50 offers this very useful feature, setting the horizon level. It also offers the conventional display mode. Maybe some older photographers, they may prefer this type of display. Now let us check the various connectivity options. This camera provides input for external microphone. Here it is. We can plug into 3.5 mm jack. Apart from that, it also provides the input for connecting the USB port along with the HDMI out. Okay, we can use the USB port either for transferring the images or even to charge the camera from some USB source, power bank or so. But while charging from USB, please remember we cannot use the camera for the photography or videography purpose. The lower one is a micro HDMI connector for observing the output. It can be connected to large screens for checking the photos or videos. The camera also provides the connectivity with respect to Bluetooth as well as Wi-Fi. It has got inbuilt Wi-Fi. Now let us move ahead further. I'll just show you how does it sound when we take this particular photo at 11 frames per second, very fast. This is set in continuous high mode. So I hope this review is useful to you and it will be helpful in selecting mirrorless camera in future. Thank you.